but it will be recorded. Formally open the extraordinary council meeting the 2nd of November 2020 and look for apologies first. I have one from Paul Medrick. Are there any other apologies? Okay. I'd like to move that the apologies be accepted. Councillor Neal, seconder please. Councillor Hart, thank you. The declarations of interest register are on team systems. They're here at the meeting. If anybody has an update they'd like to put in, that'd be great. Move on now to staff reports and the adoption of the annual report 2019-2020, and it'll be presented by Emma and Prabhat. Excellent, thank you.
Good morning, Your Worship, councillors and staff. We are here to present the annual report 2019-20. The report has been tabled to you, and there are some very minor changes, some rounding information and some spelling that has been checked, but otherwise the report is as you have received it. So we would like to take the report as read, and there are ask for any questions through Your Worship.
Thanks, Emma. We'll take the report as read and open it for discussion. Councillor Martin.
Nothing to discuss, Your Worship.
Councillor Hart.
Yeah, thanks for the report. It's very comprehensive and obviously my first annual report for council. Just a question on the rates. I think it's on page 36. Just a clarification around the quite substantial lift from last year to this year.
Page what? 36,
I think
did you
it's
say?
36. Yeah. 36.
So, do you want to just ask the question again?
Oh, sorry, just after an indication of the uplift from 19 to 20 in the rates revenue. Is that a rate change for some?
I can answer that question if you like.
Thanks, Leslie.
So included within rates now under Schedule 10 of the Local Government Act is metered water. And although we haven't budgeted for an increase of that magnitude, there was an increase that is based on actuals, and there was an extra charge on metered water to Westland Milk Products. So that has had an effect of increasing that rate.
Yeah. I think the rest of it I answered myself. Yep, no, that was all for me.
Councillor Hartshorn.
No, he hasn't. He
Okay. Councillor Kennedy. No. Councillor Neal.
No, good, thank you very much. Just one question, I guess, and maybe more for Leslie, just understanding the huge amount of work with a lot of these reports. How well resourced is the finance team?
Well, we've just employed an extra person now, which will put us in a much better position going forward. I think what happened really this year was the fact that the bath had only just started and we went into lockdown over COVID. So of course that just didn't help in getting him oriented in the finance area. And then the delay with the audit themselves, because they were on the back foot with all the audits this year as well. So that just meant that there was quite a bit of extra work at the end of the period, because Westroads, I believe, was delayed for about almost a month because of audit having one person go off sick. Just one person, and that affected all the audits. So yeah, they were under resourced themselves. But I believe we're in a better position now, staff-wise. But the problem is that we've just got such a lot of work on. We've got LTP year, and we've got some other projects that we have to be involved in as well, which is going to be it's going to put the team under a lot of pressure.
So I guess that's my concern, Simon, I know this is up to you to mention that, but yeah, just really concerned that sometimes there's a lot of work happening.
Yeah, I'd like to make a support Leslie in her statements. We're resourced to do BAU primarily. Every third year there comes the LTP, which puts an extra strain on. We were under resourced in supporting the operations and capital projects, which we have remedied. We have been sort of, with the Three Waters reform, we have now a whole bundle of extra work to review, which is significant compared to what we expected. So that resource, we're going to have to find out how we can actually manage that. It's basically almost a full review of our finance processes around water. So we are resourced to do BAU, but anything outside that is a real stretch for the team. We need to work out how we can actually manage that going forward internally and see if we can maybe contract people in if required. I don't want to carry extra staff, if possible, obviously, just in case we get extra workload. But what has happened in the last few years is workload has been coming, which is outside normal duties.
Consistently coming.
Yeah, it is consistently coming, particularly with all the regulatory changes.
But I'm just keen to ensure that that's not over the top,
Well,
the workloads, but yeah.
Yeah, no, like I said, the Three Waters reform work, we're talking probably at least 2 months of full-on work just to help support that program. Which we've got to find a resource to help Leslie's team to support Louis' team.
Thank you.
Councillor Davidson.
No, nothing from me, Your Worship.
Deputy Mayor Grants.
Impressive report, just a shame no one's probably going to read it, but fantastic report, thank you.
Oh, yes, we've certainly all read it. Well, it's our 30th year of operations for council. I've had a meeting with our lead auditor, who apologised for the delays brought about by a lack of staff with audit created by COVID, but congratulated Leslie and her team on what has been an outstanding performance in the circumstances, and probably even outside of the circumstances. Now we've, in the last year, we've had an election, which once again showed how well engaged voters are in Westland, and the turnout was 64%. It's around about one of the top ones in the country. Now, COVID-19 was a factor in all of our lives, and yet, despite that, Council has completed resurfacing of 22.9 kilometres of sealed roads. It's done ongoing upgrading and renewal of stormwater and sewer mains. The completion of the new water treatment plants in Kamara and Poteroa. Completion of the new waste water treatment plant at Franz Joseph. New public toilets in Ross, Kamara, Haast and Poteroa. Further enhancements of the West Coast Wilderness Trail, particularly the Mahinapua section and the old Christchurch Road, with off-road cycle trail construction. Council's completed the project scoping and development for Arahura and Fox Glacier water treatment plants. Recovery works following the March and December 2019 storm events are still underway, but have taken a huge amount of staff time. And of course, there's been a major upgrade of our accounting system, and we're all seeing that in the quality of reports that are coming through. So in the financial area, $3.428 million surplus for the year. Cash held increased by 2.534 million to 5.123 million. Borrowing remained well below LTP projections at 19.681 million. And Council now rates 7.131 million for depreciation, which, as you know, is used to maintain our assets. council's borrowing costs as a percentage of revenue continues to trend down. Now, this is helped, of course, by historic low interest rates, and but that's a good indicator. It's been an excellent performance from our CCOs this year, and there are two highlights that I would like to mention. And the first is the way that councillors have worked together to produce this very, very solid result. And it's, in many ways, the amount of funding that's been received from central government on an extraordinary basis really sits around this table. So I really want to thank you for that. The second thing is the way that staff and the community have worked together. And because of that, the amount of the projects funded has been huge for Westland. It's we'll be recovering from a number of years just getting the work done. So I want to thank in particular the staff, Simon, Chief Executive, who leads the team, you as councillors, stakeholders like Department of Conservation, Central Government, Development West Coast, and the public for their unwavering support. It's been tremendous. So I guess the final part of the meeting is to resolve to adopt the annual report. The suggested resolution is that A, council receive the report. B, that council adopts the annual report 2019-2020 as tabled, with some roundings to be amended. I'd invite Deputy Mayor Carruthers to second that. So mover and second there. All those in favour?
Aye.
Thank you. And on that basis, wouldn't it be great if every annual meeting was like this for an annual report? Fantastic. So, and on that note, I'll close the meeting and thank you very much.
Thank you.